Yalla! If you guys missed it, yesterday there was a pretty sweet Xbox Indie Showcase. Not all these indie showcases are created equally, sometimes they can be pretty boring. They showed off about 30 games or so yesterday, and I would say about a dozen or so actually looked pretty darn good. So I thought it'd be fun to go over some of the ones that I'm personally excited to play. So about half of them are going to be left out. If you want to watch the whole thing, I'm going to post in the description. But yeah, I'm just going to show them off probably from the most hype to... I'm not going to show games that don't look good, so most hype to medium hype. So let's get started. Alright, first game I wanted to show off is called Lost Eidolons. So this is going to be a turn-based tactics RPG set in kind of a fantasy medieval universe. So this is right up my alley. As soon as they showed this, I was really excited. They showed it about halfway through the showcase. The graphics look actually pretty decent. It doesn't look like a typical indie game. The only real question is going to be how fleshed out it's going to be, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of character customization, full squad that you can customize. I don't know if you create a character or not, or if these are preset characters, but yeah, this one looks super exciting. It's supposed to come out sometime in 2022, I believe. Yeah, so look out for this one. And if you want to watch the full trailers, I will post them in the description, and I'll add timestamps and everything, just because I'm such a swell guy. Next up is another medieval game called Song of Iron. This one looks pretty sweet. The music was also pretty good. It's got that classic kind of folk Viking soundtrack with, you know, I'm not a Viking, I can't do it, but it sounds pretty sweet. So this one's going to be a 2D kind of action platformer. Looks pretty gory too, kind of edgy. I'm a bit of an edgelord, so that's the kind of stuff I'm into. I recommend watching the full trailer because it was a really nice looking trailer and it shows off a lot of gameplay, so I'll post that below as well. This one I'm very excited for. And this one's supposed to come out mid-2021 to both Xbox One, Series S and X, as well as to Steam. So yeah, check this one out. Alright, this one is actually one that I'm not surprisingly excited for, but when I first saw it, I didn't think much of it. But this one is called Night Squad 2. I never heard of Night Squad 1, but this is going to be like a couch co-op, online kind of co-op party game. It's got, I think I was looking at about 24 different game modes, like soccer and battle royales and stuff like that, but it's going to be crossplay as well. It comes out April 18th, and I'm always in favor of crossplay because then you could buy this for, say, Xbox and have it as a couch co-op, but if you have friends that only have PC, you can still play online against them. So I always support devs that do this kind of stuff, and these mini games actually look pretty fun. I'm always in favor of these kind of party co-op games. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. Comes out April 18th. Alright, next one up is called Astria Ascending. I was actually torn on this one when they first showed it off because it looks kind of basic, but it is made by the same director, I believe, who made Final Fantasy VII, as well as Sakimoto, who was the composer of FF12, and FF12 has a pretty good soundtrack. But it is going to be like turn-based JRPG, as you can see right now in the footage, so it could be good. And the thing that kind of sold it for me, though, is that it's coming day one to Game Pass, so, you know, can't not play it, so I'm excited to try it out. Don't know if it'll be good, but if it's coming to Game Pass, why not, right? So this one that we're looking at is called Echo Generation. So this is a Canadian-made game, kind of in the vein of Earthbound, and mixed together with some Stranger Things, it looks like. So kind of a creepy game where you play as some ordinary kids that are in an unordinary situation. Lots of little creepy crawlies, some ghosts and ghouls. All the attacks look as if they're kind of grounded in reality, the same way that you might find in Earthbound or like Yakuza 7, where, you know, you have a hockey stick attack, for example. It looks pretty cool, and it's also coming out on Game Pass, so I'm excited to try it when it comes out. Next up is a game by the devs who made Guacamelee. So it's a Canadian game, you gotta support it a little bit. So this one's called Nobody Saves the World, and it's an ARPG, a la Diablo, but kind of quirky looking, cartoony. It looks actually pretty fun. There's going to be different classes and jobs, and you're going to be leveling up your skills and stuff like that. I wasn't too hyped when they first announced it, but then it was revealed that it's coming to Game Pass on day one, so as usual, if it's on Game Pass, may as well check it out, right? So yeah. Next up we have another action RPG, but this one looks like it's got couch co-op. I'm actually kind of excited for this one because these types of games are always fun to play with your friends. I mean, mind you, now there's Corona, so it's going to be hard. But this one is called the Ascent, and yeah, it's just going to be one of these top-down isometric co-op ARPGs, kind of futuristic cyberpunk. Apparently morality and, you know, moral gray area is going to play a part in this game. I don't know how big the story is going to be, but I don't know. I'm excited for just some fun couch co-op with these types of games. Next up on our list is Hello Neighbor 2. I wasn't super hyped on it when they first showed it, just because I haven't really played the first game. But then they kind of went into more details on how the game's actually going to work, and now I'm a lot more excited for it. So basically this is going to be a stealth horror kind of puzzle game, investigation game, where you're trying to dig up dirt on this creepy neighbor who may or may not be like a murderer or something. But what makes it really interesting is that this game is going to incorporate AI learning, and it's actually going to be cloud-based, I believe. So if you play it one way and you beat the level, then the next person who plays it is actually not going to be able to beat the level the same way that you did. They're going to have to come up with a new method, and then the next person will have to come up with a new method, and it's just going to keep getting more and more difficult for the next person, I guess, which I guess can be kind of abused. We'll see how they work it out. It is going to come out on Game Pass, so that's why I'm going to try it. If you're interested in playing it early, it's actually available right now in alpha version, I think 1.5, early access on Steam for free. So, you know, if it's free, may as well try it. I'm going to wait till it comes out on the Xbox on Game Pass, just because that's how I feel like playing it, but it does look pretty cool. Next up we have Chivalry 2. This one is sponsored by the Government of Canada, so you better buy it. It's my tax dollars at stake here. But when they first showed this, I thought this may have been Mordhau. I've never played Chivalry 1, but I know it's really similar to Mordhau, and Mordhau is awesome. So I'm actually pretty excited to try this one out. I don't know how well it will handle on consoles with a controller. I'm assuming it'll be fine though, like any kind of first-person game. If you've never played these kinds of games before, either Chivalry or Mordhau, basically you can think of it as a medieval version of the games Battlefield, or even like Call of Duty or something like that. They've got different game modes, like a capture the flag, they've got siege, you attack castles. It's pretty sweet. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. It will be coming to a closed beta in April, I believe on the 23rd. So I'll post a link in the description if you're interested in signing up for the beta. Not guaranteed you'll get in, but never hurts to try, right? The amount of times I've applied for a beta and gotten in and been like, oh wow, I got in. So go ahead and try it out. And the last game I'm going to show off today is called Craftopia. So if you guys didn't get swept up in the Valheim craze that happened in February, I personally did. I got almost 100 hours into that game in probably 2.5 weeks. But this looks like it's going to be a cross between Minecraft, Valheim, and Breath of the Wild, and Monster Hunter. So it's a lot of different games all kind of being mixed together. It is currently available on early access, I believe, on Steam. So if you want to try it out before it comes out, you can do that. It was announced that it's coming to Game Pass, so that's a huge win for me. I don't think there's any crossplay between PC and console as of right now. And from the reviews that I've read on Steam, it's supposed to be pretty good. Not quite as full and polished as, for example, Valheim. Apparently some of the movement is still a little clunky and some of the combat is a little clunky, but I'm excited to try this one out. Alrighty guys, that is the end of my showcase review. Let me know what you guys think of these games. Are you excited for any of them? I think for an indie showcase it was actually not too bad. Some games were actually pretty hype. Like I said, Lost Eidolons looks really hype, Song of Iron looks really good. And I'm excited that a lot of these games like Astria Ascending and Second Extinction, which I may not have tried otherwise, are also coming to Game Pass, so I can check them out. So yeah, leave a comment about what you think of these games, and I'll talk to you guys next time.